announcement.
Hello there, my name is Sub and welcome to my channel where I talk about everything football boots, football kits and football gear. Whether that's reviews, play tests or just explaining football boots technology, I do all sorts. So if that's your thing, be sure to support the video with a like and subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on bell notifications so you're aware when the latest video drops.
I will love it. And I think I deserve.
Hello and welcome back to SubStanceFtbl. And it would be wrong of me if we didn't talk about the kits at this World Cup. So I'm going to do two videos where I'm going to pretty much rate and just talk about the kits that we're going to see or have seen at this World Cup. So this video will be the home kits and then I'll do another video about the away and third kits. Now I wasn't sure about the order and the way I do this or talk about them, so I don't know if I do it alphabetically or group by group, but it makes more sense if I just do it alphabetically. So first of all would have to be Argentina. So Argentina's kit manufacturers are Adidas. They're wearing their usual white and light blue stripes. Really, it's just a clean looking kit. It's nothing too outrageous, nothing too bland either. It does the job very well, so yeah, decent kit. Next is Australia, the Socceroos if you like. Their kit manufacturers are Nike. Yes, I said Nike, that's the way you're supposed to say it. Yeah, they're using their usual colours of gold or yellow and green. I think Australia is one of those countries where their home kit includes colours that aren't on their flag. But yeah, Nike have gone with a kind of like, I don't know, it's like this weird looking stain pattern on it. I don't know where the design or the inspiration comes from, but yeah, it's a plain looking kit. It's not too ugly, it's not too grey either. It's alright. It's like in between, so yeah, it's just another alright one. Next is Belgium. Their kit manufacturers are Adidas, and I've just got to say, this kit is fire. Now it's a very unusual looking kit in terms of what we've seen from the past from Belgium in the aspects of like the kind of fiery design that we see on the sleeves. You know, it's like a kind of ES6 disco kind of t-shirt thing going on there, but I don't know, it looks cool, I guess. The inspiration, I guess, is because, you know, the nickname for the Belgium national team is the Red Devils, and I guess the fire is supposed to represent hell. As a Catholic, I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but hey. Overall, I think it's one of the better looking kits you're going to see in the tournament, and I think Adidas did a really good job with this one, so yeah, great work Adidas. Next up is Brazil, or the Seleção. Their kit manufacturers are Nike again. I'm pretty sure everyone should know this by now, that Nike's favourite national team is not the US national team, even though they're a US company, it is Brazil. And it is evident from the advertising since 1994 that they love Brazil. So yeah, again, Brazil are wearing the usually canary yellow with the green accents and some blue here and there. But the kit does look quite plain, but if you look at it very close, it's got this kind of like, I don't know, it's like a translucent, transparent design, I think it's called. I don't know the actual terminology, but yeah, it's got like the kind of a jaguar print on the kit, but you can't really see unless you're really up close, which is disguised by the yellow, and that's because, you know, the jaguar is the national animal of Brazil. Next up we have the Indomitable Lions, or Cameroon, and their kit is made by 10 Sports, which I'm not too familiar with actually. I think I read up that they started off as an e-commerce platform around 20 years ago, and now they're making kits at the World Cup, so they've made some pretty decent progress, I guess. In terms of the kit, you know, it's got the kind of usual colours that you see on a Cameroon kit, that you see on the flag, and it's got the kind of, I think it's called the Oxford colour as well, or Vicar colour, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I don't really get the kind of darker green print on the kit itself, but I'm sure it means something. Overall, it's just an alright kit. It does the job. It's nothing to write home about. It's nothing too spectacular. Just the job. Canada is next. So the land of the maple syrup. Yeah, as I'm recording, they've just been knocked out of the World Cup. So sorry if you're Canadian and you're watching this. It's a funny story. They are the only team that are sponsored by Nike that did not get a new kit for this World Cup. I think it has to do with things around them not applying on time for a new kit. I think that's just down to the Canadian FA. Maybe they didn't think that the Canadian national team would qualify for the World Cup, and that's why they didn't get a new kit for the competition. So they just look like normal template kits from Nike. You know, one it's just plain red with a kind of got this kind of weird design on the sleeves. I think that's supposed to be like the vape on it, but again, it's just red. Nothing too great, nothing too bad. It's like a default kit that you see on like pro clubs or something. And next is another North American country, this time Costa Rica. So their kit is manufactured by New Balance, and then it's got its like usual colors of the red, the blue, and some white here and there. Again, another really plain looking kit. I don't know, this has not been a great year for a lot of countries when it comes to kits. A lot of them look very bland, nothing too spectacular. Next up is Croatia. So what we have here with Croatia is one of those times where Nike try to do a bit too much with their kits. So you get that checkered white and red with Croatia, but it's got missing patches in this case. I don't know if that's meant to symbolize anything, but it just looks a bit weird, as well as the centralized logo and emblem of the Croatian FA. I'm not a big fan. Maybe if the emblem of the FA was centralized and the Nike logos on the side, it looked a bit better, but like having both of them centralized, and then having when the players are wearing their kits on the pitch, you want to have the number centralized as well. It just looks a bit strange. But yeah, one of the worst looking kits that you're going to see at this World Cup. I mean, Nike have done a disservice to Croatia. Next up we have Denmark. So Denmark is an interesting one. Their kits are manufactured by Hummel, and their kit is pretty much a straight plain, all of them, but we're going to talk about the home one for now. Hummel have done this because it's as a protest to the kind of human rights violations they believe have been going on during the building or the preparation of the World Cup in Qatar. So they don't want their brand associated or being advertised on the pitch. So, but ironically, you're going to still see like the Danish flag on the actual kits when they do play, but you just won't see the Hummel logo just blend in with the rest of the kit. So I can't really say anything about the kit as such. It's just a red shirt, pretty much. You know, it's just pretty much there. So that's all I can really say. Next is Ecuador. Their kit is made by Marathon Sports, and again is the usual color you're going to see on Ecuador kit. They've actually got a very vibrant yellow that stands out very well on the pitch. Navy accents kind of go very well with the yellow, as well as some red here and there. Again, another is a plain kit, but it looks very clean, very smart. Next is the team I'll probably be supporting for most of this World Cup, and that is England. Their kit is manufactured by Nike, and this is going to be one of the worst England kits that you will see in your lifetime. Really and truly, the kind of, I don't know what Nike were doing, the whole kind of blue thing on the shoulders. Like, I'm more of a fan when Nike use red on our England kits rather than like so much blue. It looks alright on the pitch, but I'm not a fan of this kit one bit. Next we have the current holders of the World Cup in France. They've got another one which is very plain, but you know, it's a bit different. It's got the same kind of color as the Brazil one. I don't know if this is so much an Oxford color, but similar-ish. He's even got a button. This kit kind of reminds me of their kit in the 2012 Euros. The same kind of like color, but that was a bit more accentuated. But yeah, similar navy kit that you're going to see with France. I wonder why they didn't go with like a more vibrant blue like sometimes they usually do. But yeah, it's still a very clean looking kit. Looks great on the pitch, and looks, you know, I don't know if maybe it's the je ne sais quoi of France, or like that, you know, the romanticization of the fashion in France that maybe goes along with it. But I think the fact they actually use red gold as well with the navy looks very chic. That's probably the best way to explain it. Next we have Deutschland, or Germany. So their kit is obviously made by Adidas, and they've gone for a predominantly white kit with a long black stripe going down the middle. I'm not too sure what the black represents in Germany's kit, because they've had a few kits where like they've had like some kind of black stripe, but it looks very clean, looks good in my opinion. It's one of the more bland ones, but I think what makes it really stand out is the whole kind of gold logo, the centralized logo with the centralized German FA badge as well. I'm not a fan personally of the centralized logos, but it looks a bit better here, maybe because of in between the black stripe in the middle. It's kind of like maybe a twist on the PSG kind of design with the Hector stripe. But yeah, it's a clean, decent looking kit. Adidas haven't gone too wrong with the German kit in many years. so I doubt they're going to do it anytime soon. But yeah, clean, decent looking kit. Next up we have the Black Stars, or Ghana. So their kit is made by Puma, and as long as I've watched football, their kits have always been made by Puma, so hopefully that partnership between Puma and Ghana continues. So yeah, this is I'd say this is a decent kit by Ghana standard, but I think they've had better kits in the past. So they've got the huge black star in the middle representing their flag, and they've got the green, red and yellow accents around the kit to represent their flag as well. Next we have Iran, and their kit is made by Majid Sports. I hope I pronounced that properly. If I didn't, I apologize. But yeah, again, another team with a predominantly white kit. The sleeves have got a bit of like a leopard spot pattern going on. I don't know if that's what it is, but it looks pretty cool. It stands out, but again, it's just like, it's nothing too, it's gripping or exciting about the kit. But yeah, it does the job very well. When you're on the pitch, it looks okay. I mean, it doesn't take away the attention from the football, and I guess that's what you want. You don't want anything that, you don't want me going to World Cups trying to make a fashion statement like some countries do. But yeah, it just does the job very, very well. Next we have the land of the rising sun, home of Takiro Tomiyasu and anime and loads of different things that we love in our world, and that is Japan. So Japan's kit is manufactured by Adidas, and what's very cool about this kit, it was actually, when it was released in partnership with Blue Lock. For those who don't know, that's an anime in Japan, and there's a lot of misinformation saying that the mangaka or the author of Blue Lock is the one who designed the kit. That's not true. They just used Blue Lock to in the promotion to actually release the kit, which was still very, very cool. I know there's like, you see loads of like fake kits. Like there was a fake kit going around at one point saying that it was going to have loads of like different panels from different manga on the kit, but that's just not the case. But yeah, again, I think Adidas have done a phenomenal job with this kit. It's going to be one of the better kits that you see during the World Cup. And Adidas in general, they've done this very kind of cool thing where they've meshed the kind of whole modern look with like a kind of retro inspiration, and without overdoing it as well. It looks great most of the time, and yeah, one of the better kits you're going to see this season, or World Cup should I say. Next we have Mexico in their usual green home kit. That kit is manufactured by Adidas, and it's got a bit of a story to tell as well. So that kind of like darker green graphic that you see is something very unique and special to Mexico's culture. Now, the darker green graphic that you see on the kit is inspired by Quetzalcoatl. I hope I pronounced that properly. And in Mexican culture, that is the god of wind, the patron of priests, and the person who makes calendars and books. Sometimes he's depicted as the symbol of death or resurrection, and it's something very unique to Mexico. So the fact that Adidas have brought that kind of cultural heritage and put it on a kit and made it look very good as well is incredible. Again, I think Adidas have done, probably in terms of like all the brands at this World Cup, they've probably done the best job in terms of creating a kit that represents not only like the national colours but the culture as well. Following on from that, next is Morocco. Their kit is manufactured by Puma, and again, it was one of the most simplistic kits that you're going to see during this World Cup. It's red and it's got some green accents like you see on their flag. Now next is the Netherlands, and they're wearing their usual orange. Their nickname is the Oranger, of course, but they don't have any orange on their flag, so yeah, another unique one to that sense. The way Nike have designed it, the texture of the kit, it kind of reminds me of like satin, silk, velvet, that kind of color, kind of texture to it. That's what it looks like anyway, and it's kind of cool looking, but at the same time, it's just a plain orange kit. I guess Nike have tried to do something so like plain, simple with a kind of twist to it, and it's just alright, to be fair. There's nothing too bad about it, there's nothing too grey about it, but it's a bit of an unusual looking orange kind of texture to it. Next is Poland, and their kit is manufactured by Nike. Now, just looking at the kit, I'm just thinking that Nike, one of their designers, whoever designed their kit, he was just bored at work, or he just couldn't be asked that day, because a lot of these kits on Nike, I don't know, there's a subtle kind of laziness to them. So Poland, they've got their usual white kit, and then on the shoulders and sleeves you kind of got this kind of subtle graphic. I don't know what necessarily it means, but it's just, yeah, plain kit. It's not bad, it's not great either. Next we have Portugal, and their kit is manufactured by Nike as well. Again, kind of just, in my opinion, a lazy design. It's got the kind of green and darker red that you tend to see on the Portuguese kit. I don't know, the whole kind of diagonal thing, again, maybe that's just Nike trying to do something a bit different. I know the kind of pattern on their flag, there's no diagonal there, it's just like a straight thing. But I guess, I don't know, if you had one sleeve and then one side's green, I don't know how it would look, I don't know what kind of draft they had, but yeah, it's Portugal, that's literally all you can say. Yeah, look at the kit, Portugal. Next we have the hosts, Qatar. That kit is manufactured by Nike as well. It's got the colors that you see on their flag, so it's predominantly maroon, and then you've got the kind of unique detail on the cuff of the sleeves, which is supposed to be represent like the kind of diagonal triangle thing that you see on their flag as well, which is, I guess, is a kind of cool detail. But again, still the whole centralized logo and emblem, especially with a plain kit like this, it just looks very pro club's default-ish to me. Now we have Saudi Arabia, and again, their kit is manufactured by Nike, but this one's a bit more unique. It's less plain, well, it's predominantly white with some like green accents, but it's got this kind of subtle graphic on it with the kind of palm tree leaves, which is kind of cool. It's scattered around the whole kit, but again, it's pretty much a plain kit. It's nothing too exciting, but you know, with the whole kind of leaf pattern graphic, it kind of adds something to it. It kind of adds a character to it. I guess it has something to do with like cultural heritage, and for that, I guess it's a bit better than some of the plain ones that we have seen. But yeah, it's an alright kit. Now we have the champions Africa, Senegal, and their kit is manufactured by Puma. So you know, it's predominantly white. Again, that's another country where they're wearing the color that's not seen on their flag. I get that you see the other colors on the kit, but like predominantly white. I don't know what that is, but yeah, the whole kind of V or the vector in the middle of the chest, it kind of reminds me of Man United's kit in the 2009-2010 season. But yeah, it does the job very well. It kind of actually, yeah, if you look at it, I'm just looking at it, actually it's their Senegalese flag, but it's like in another direction, which is kind of cool. But again, it's pretty much a kit that just does the job. It's nothing too unique, or it's nothing too bad either. It just does the job. Now we have Serbia, and their kit is manufactured by Puma. Again, these are one of the better kits that you're going to see this season as well, or World Cup. I keep mixing them up. Yeah, you've got the predominantly red with the gold accents, which I quite like as well. It's a smart looking kit, and you know, you've got this kind of graphic, I guess it's like a cross shape that you do see on the Serbian flag, which again brings a certain uniqueness to it as well. So I know, like, Puma and Adidas, they're very good bringing some kind of cultural heritage to their kits, and they've done so again here with the Serbian kit. Next is South Korea, and they have a predominantly red kit with a black kind of collar going on as well. So again, they've got a cool graphic on the sleeve as well. So I think this is one of the better looking kits that Nike created for this World Cup, and you know, they've actually put a bit of effort into this one as well. So yeah, that's also good on their side. Yeah, cool looking kit. Nothing too spectacular, I'd say, but yeah, it's a decent kit. Next we have Spain. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like Spain have had like the same kit for like the last 10 years. I don't know why, but it looks very eerily similar to a lot of the kits that they've had over the years. Again, this is one of the more kind of simple ones from Adidas. It just does the job. Yeah, pretty much it just does the job. It's not terrible, and it's nothing spectacular either, but yeah, it's a decent kit, I guess. And it's with Adidas, of course. I think Spain have been with Adidas as long as I can remember as well, so yeah, a decent kit from Adidas for Spain. Now on to Switzerland. Now Switzerland, they've got a red kit like always with some white accents like always. Again, this is one of the more plain kits that you're going to see. Uniquely, it's got the badge, the country's flag, and the Puma logo on it. You don't necessarily see that too often where you've got all three, but yeah, again, it's just one of those kits I say, Switzerland. Yeah, it just does the job, I guess. It's nothing great, nothing bad, but it just does the job like most of these kits are doing. Just does the job. Now we have Tunisia, and their kit is manufactured by Kappa. You don't see that too often nowadays, Kappa making football kits. My first interpretation of, or first time I remember seeing Kappa was the Spurs kits back in like the mid to early 2000s. So again, it's one of the kind of more plain looking kits, but you know, you've got this kind of darker red graphic which represents the Arabic calligraphy. So again, that's them trying to incorporate the culture of a country into the kit as well, so it's always going to get bonus points for that. And overall, it is a nice looking kit. Now on to Uruguay. Their kit is manufactured by Puma, which uses the kind of ultra weave template that we've seen on a lot of the Puma kits that we've talked about as well. And yeah, it just does the job. It's got the usual light blue with the white accents that you see on their flag. And interestingly enough, they've got 4 stars on top of their badge. Now, I know they've not won the World Cup 4 times. I think it's maybe once or twice, but not 4. I think it has to represent the Copa America wins that they have. But again, it's just one of those kits that just does the job. It's nothing too bland, nothing too bad either. Now, if you wanted to ever think of or kind of symbolize Nike's laziness, just look at the US national team's kit as well. So, of course, this one's about Nike, but you thought they put a bit more effort into their own kit, right? Right? No. It's using that template that Nike seem to love, that they seem to use on pretty much most all their kits, even the training gear as well. And you don't tend to see it with the training gear and the actual match day kits have the same template, but that's been the case this season. I don't know if that's a sustainability thing or what, but that's what this happened. So again, you've got the US national team colors, or the ones that you see on the flag. There's nothing much to it. You've got a centralized logo, and interestingly enough, the Nike logo is not on the front of this kit. People don't tend to notice that, but Nike have actually shifted it to only the sleeves and not on the front of the kit. I don't know why they've chosen to do that. Maybe because, you know, USA stands out a bit more and they're just like representing the country. I don't know, but hey, that's what they've chosen to do this season or this World Cup, and I don't know. It's just there. I guess it just does the job, like I always say. Now, last but certainly not least, we have Wales, and that kit is made by Adidas. Now, this is probably one of the more vibrant red kits you're going to see. It's got this like red predominantly, but it's got this kind of ziggy-zaggy retro pattern going on. So yeah, it's a decent looking kit. Nothing too bad, nothing too great either. I guess the zigzaggy thing, retro thing, kind of gives it a bit more character, but again, nothing to really make you excited. And that is it for the video, guys. Hopefully, if you're still watching, you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts about the kits that you've seen. Which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? Comment them down below. If you thought the video was sublime, like the video. If you thought it was subpar, still like the video, it goes a long way. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow me on all my socials. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So, like I always say at the end of the videos, my name is Sub. This has been SubStanceFtbl. Thank you for watching. See you later.